What is up? Today I wanted to talk about the Doug's Woodery Nova vaporizer. This vape is a torch-powered vape, meaning that it has no electronics, no wires or batteries or anything like that. It just uses the heat from a butane torch. And so you need to get a small butane torch. This is not one of those big dab torches, like not one of the huge blazers. I'm talking something small like this. Here's my finger for comparison to the length. So you use that as the heat source. The heat comes in through this intake, and it goes down into the herb chamber, which is below right there. So we got ourselves an air path that snakes its way down through and then back up through the mouthpiece, like so. So I'm going to be ripping this, and I just wanted to share a function shot of how this thing works and hits. So yeah, cheers. Very tasty. The nature of these convection, like full convection torch vapes, like this one, like not all torch vapes are full convection, but this style with the glass intake going into the wood is like full convection, meaning that all the heat being used to heat up the herb that you have in here is from just air being blasted through. There's no oven getting hot. There's no bowl piece or herb chamber that is heating up and directly heating the herb via contact. This herb is just being heated via hot air, and it produces a really potent, flavorful hit, especially the first couple hits. Really, really excellent with a lot of different strains for tasting different strains. I really love it with anything that's kind of lemony, citrusy, fruity, that kind of spectrum of flavor. Just knocks it out of the park. You think that, if you think of like a joint, like if you roll up a joint and you do some dry puffs on the joint, meaning that before you light it up, you just kind of inhale on it and taste the terpenes that are in the weed that you rolled up. It's like that, it's just so good. So good. So there's usually, and then the thing is that after, every couple hits, maybe every other hit, or every hit, once it gets more dry, you want to stir this bad boy. And the way that you do it, this thing has a built-in stir tool here, so you just pop that out, and it uses a magnet system here. So there's a magnet on the bottom there, and that allows it to rotate, like so you can easily access the bowl. Give it a stir, which I'm going to do right now. And by doing so, I can see there's some greener bits of the herb that wasn't exposed to the heat coming down from up top, And so by stirring the material around, you're exposing more surface area, which in turn allows for more flavor, more thorough extraction. These are all things that someone who's used to smoking is not even thinking about, And for some people, that this is a turnoff about these kinds of vapes. But on the flip side, for every moment that you need to, have this more ritualistic process. Some people would say this is ritualistic. Some people would say this is tedious. So if you think this would be tedious, this is not the vape for you. But if you like rituals and really good flavor, this is definitely something to consider. This is Doug's Woodery. That's the woodworker. I think that's the term. Who makes these? these beautiful wooden vapes. This one is a I'm blanking on the wood, and I don't want to say it's the wrong name, so I'm not gonna say it. But I know it's the solid wood model, meaning that it's one block of wood, so you can see that the wood grain matches up, perfectly. It's all the same block that he sliced out to create this piece, which I just love. It feels like I'm opening up my secret tree log treasure trove kind of thing. And so I'm opening up this wood block, and there is a magical weed vape inside of it. So, and again, I want to reiterate, I'm not sure if I did before, there's 2 holes here. This back one, closer to the mouthpiece, is the one that you place the stir tool in when you want to be able to rotate this freely and you want to be able to access the bowl. But if you don't, if you want it to lock and remain shut, you take the stir tool and you put it in this other hole here. And with this one, it goes all the way down into this hole in the bottom, which locks the piece, the connector, in place, keeps it solidly connected. It doesn't move around very freely or very easily. I need to put quite a bit of force and effort to get these pieces to turn. So at least right now, I don't ever use like this forward hole unless I'm packing it up and putting it away. So it's all a matter of preference, though. Oh, something I forgot to mention is that the stir tool, this wood piece up top, it functions as a tamp tool as well. And this is also, again, this is something that is a part of the stirring, the process that might be tedious for some. The idea is that after you give your herb a stir and you get, all the surface exposed and you want, make sure everything is good, it's nice to take the tool and tamp it. You could use your finger, you don't have to do this, but it is kind of satisfying to use this big flat, wood end to just gently, we're not looking to press it. I usually just use the weight of the tool itself just to kind of drop it onto the material. And what this does is it pushes all the herb closer together so there's less gaps. If there's a big gap in one spot, more of the air is going to go through that point in the bowl, which will encourage charring, hot spotting, and potential combustion. So, it's a win-win. Avoid combustion, also improve the flavor when you stir it. So, it's kind of like if you were smoking on a pipe and you had like a whole nug in the pipe, and after like charring up the black part, you flip the nug over and get the green side exposed. It's in that way, it's similar. It's just that you have to do it like every other hit. That's not a problem because usually there's only I'd say 3 or 4 hits that I get out of a bowl. But each hit is really potent. Each hit is very full of vapor. And on that note, I'm going to take another hit here because I've been talking a lot. You guys want to see vapor. Let me show you some vapor. Gotta take a nice big breath. Cheers. Yeah, that was good. So a lot less flavor than that first hit. No surprise there. A lot of the terpenes are pulled out on that first hit. Sometimes the second hit is very flavorful as well, but not this time. It's probably because I loaded a smaller bowl as well. That plays a role in it. So it looks like it's a little bit darker in the middle, which is, again, why it's important to give this thing a stir. then take it. Sorry, I'm doing that off camera. I was, just stirring it, and then take your tool, just lightly drop it in there, not pressing. Drop it in the hole, snap that back. You can see, again, this whole process, it could be tedious to some, to others, it's very ritualistic, very soothing to go through these motions. I kind of enjoy it. It's why I own a couple vapes like this. But I'm very, very happy about the performance, the functionality, the taste, and the overall ergonomics and visual appeal of the Nova vaporizer. I've been very satisfied and greatly enjoying the experience of both learning how it likes me to use it, although it's not very picky, which is nice, and also just an all-rounder good piece. This is not, it doesn't, I would say that, I'm going to do a quick comparison here because some people are going to compare this to the Sticky Brick series. And I wanted to say that this does have a different heating profile than those ones. So even though they're similar, I would consider it to be a valid point to consider purchasing one of each. It's the same, family of experiences. It's a similar heating system and that sort of thing. So if you like this, I would get one of the other ones. Like if you like a Nova from Doug's Woodery, I would consider like maybe a Runt, Sticky Brick Runt, or something else. There's all sorts of other torch powered vapes out there that have all sorts of different properties, and some of them you heat them for a long time, some of them you heat them and then you hit it, others you heat while you're hitting it, like this. Like you apply heat while you're inhaling. Some people are like just against that. They don't want any chance of inhaling any impurities that are in the butane, which is understandable. In my eyes, this is a lesser evil than, say, smoking with through a piece and using like a lighter, like a Bic lighter or something, or some other brand like that. Like if you take like a piece of glass, like a pipe or something, and you take that flame, that dirty, flame underneath it, it gets all black and nasty just because there's all sorts of shit in there, in that fuel. So that's what you're inhaling, So at least with this, it's like a lot cleaner, in that regard. So I mean, to be fair, I see plenty of people using these to smoke as well. So that argument might be a little invalid. But either way, I really love this vape. I'm sufficiently high or medicated. Right now, I'm consuming it more for fun and recreational purpose. But I oftentimes use it as a pain management tool, and I probably will end up using it for that purpose. Like the side effects from this experience will carry over through my day and will help a lot with some of the discomfort I might otherwise have experienced. So that's what's good. Go cannabis. Woo! Anyways, I hope y'all have a beautiful day or night. Sweet dreams / good morning or good afternoon, whatever the time is when you're watching this. And yeah, I hope that this information is helpful to some people who might be looking to see what the Nova is all about. Cheers.